Hello, thanks for joining us. This is Nationwide. I'm Ruth Aguele. Search and rescue operation by disaster and emergency responders continues at the site of a collapsed four-story underground building at Cafe Life Camp, Abuja. Our correspondent, Onotu Yakubu, joins us from the location of the collapsed building for an update. Let's see that.
The machines are still in overdrive and manual efforts are still on also by these search and rescue team members to dig through the underbelly of the collapsed structure. Of course, their target is to ensure that they ascertain the safety of everyone that might have been here when the structure went down yesterday. And that has been on as it started since last night.
Some of them normally come to stay in uncompleted buildings like this, and that is why the search is still on. Operation will continue until we get to the basement of this building.
As a last night's update of this ongoing rescue operation, we confirmed that 9 victims that were trapped underneath the rubble had been successfully rescued, and 4 of them that were injured were immediately taken to the hospital for first aid and medical attention, and they returned here to join us before our team departed this place last night. So there's been no further update as to the figures of the number of rescued victims. It still stands at that 9 that were rescued yesterday.
Excavation is ongoing, and our men are on ground in case there's going to be any people rescued alive. We can give backup, we can give support.
The environment where we're standing is actually compromised. The area is a waterlogged. In fact, from just across the wall of this structure, this elevator cast behind me is basically like the bank of the river. For now, that's what has been established as to what might be the remote cause of this collapsed structure here. That's the update from the search and rescue operation ongoing.
Thank you very much, Onotu Yakubu, and you will definitely keep you updated as events unfolds. Let's turn to legislative affairs. President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, has announced the names of the majority and minority leaders of the 10th Senate. The majority leaders who emerged by consensus are Senator Okpeyemi Bamidele as a Senate Majority Leader, Senator David Umahi, Deputy Majority Leader, Senator Mohammed Ali Undume, Senate Chief Whip, and Senator Lola Ashiru, Deputy Majority Whip. Before announcing the list of names of principal officers of the minority parties, the Senate went into a closed-door session. Upon resumption, the following senators were announced as the minority leadership: Senator Simon Mark-Con, Senate this year's examinations conducted by the National Business and Technical Examination Board for technical colleges nationwide. Some states of the Federation declared free registration of those exams by students, but failed to pay the fees as the parents could not do the registration initially, causing the students to wait endlessly for their results.
Some of them disadvantage their citizens from taking this opportunity. They agree to register students free of charge, and they don't pay these fees to examination bodies. A number of states now were not allowed to write this exam because the state did not pay. And NAPTEP had to take that decision because previously they've been allowing, but the debt is growing. So the best the state could do is to make sure that if it agrees to register students, it pays. But I'm very hopeful that with this set of governors, we are going to get a remarkable change where no state government will owe any of our national examination bodies money for their students.
We need to do more. We need to encourage technical education the more. We need more candidates because that's where you get the skills.
About 55,000 candidates are sitting for the examination, a far cry from the usual figure due to failure of some states to remit the payment of their candidates who registered with the board. The Bank of America has joined in on the list of international organizations ready to partner with Nigeria under the new leadership. Now, that was the major outcome of the meeting of President Bola Tinubu with representatives of the bank at the State House. Our correspondent, Musbahu Danwahab, reports that the recent policy decisions of the current government, including forex and fuel subsidy removal, are the main attraction.
We're excited with the new government and some of the early decisions that they've taken. So really we're looking to see how we can help, how we can partner up. We have a lot of global resources that we think we can help with the Nigerian economy. So we're excited about the initial direction of the government.
But ultimately, the team from Bank of America pointed out that they felt that the financing, the liquidity that we required, even in foreign exchange, that a lot of it is actually in the hands of Nigeria, that Nigerian savings are enough to propel the Nigerian economy and make it grow, increase employment and reduce poverty. So those were interesting concepts which you go away and studied. Of course, we too have our own ideas, but it's good to have the best institutions, the best brains in the world working on the issues of Nigerian economy.
All right, let's pause from this end. We head to Lagos now, where Deola will pick up with more reports from her end.
Ruth? For Nigeria to attain sufficiency in food production, agriculture needs to take center stage in the developmental agenda of a government at state and national levels through policies that will guarantee access to land and markets. Joa Kukwole reports that this was the position of experts who spoke on the sidelines of the Abuja-Nepal Partnership meeting on land recovery.
Before the discovery of crude oil, agriculture was the mainstay of the nation's economy. But decades down the line, this narrative has changed. Amid successive administrations' quest to achieve food security and sufficiency, experts say while it is not out of place to place premium on agriculture, it should be treated as a business rather than a program. Availability of land and access to finance is one of the thorny issues government has to resolve.
Agricultural production is done on land, and if land is degraded, it affects agricultural output, and that invariably will affect food security. So when land is restored, the productivity will improve.
The first action to take is we know that we have more than 700 million of hectares of degraded land of Africa. Even if we restore one portion, let's say even 10% of it, this will help to increase the surface of land, arable land in Africa. This will increase the number of production, increase the agriculture production.
Investment in agriculture, experts agree, will translate to job creation, which can put an end to poverty, hunger, and guarantee a virile economy. The consensus is for government to enact the right policies to make agriculture attractive to the youths. In Lagos, Joel Bukbola, NTA News.
The themes Agenda Plus of the Lagos State Government has remained a reference point for research and study for academic and policy formulation purposes across the country. Secretary to the State Government, Abimbola Salihundehi, stated this at the opening of study tour of the Nigerian Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies in Lagos. Musa Toliat has the details.
Participants of the Senior Executive Course 45 of the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies are in Lagos as part of the local study tour to understudy specific areas of development supported by sustainable policy formulation in the state. The group is guided by a theme of study which covers industrialization, energy security, and climate change mitigation.
Study Group 4 has come to Lagos State to study, to learn, and to understand how the Lagos State government has been able to support the available industries to overcome the challenge or the challenges of the energy poverty, and of course to see how Lagos State mitigates the impact of climate change.
Secretary to the state government, Bimbola Salihundehi, assured the Senior Executive Course 45 participants that arrangements have been made to grant access to areas of interest to ensure the success of the study tour to Lagos.
Lagos, as a test setter, which the last speaker had just confirmed, is the only state in Nigeria that has a roadmap to combating climate change. You all will be able to interact with the state think tanks who are positioned to share with the delegates some of the state strategies that will enrich your understanding to develop greater policies for recommendation and implementation on the theme of the study.
The group of the Senior Executive Course are expected to be in Lagos for 7 days. In Lagos, Musa Toliat, NTA News.
And those are the stories from Lagos for now. Do not forget that you can still follow this news broadcast live on our website at nta.ng/live and on our other social media handles displayed on the screen for updates. We'll pause here for some messages. The news will continue with Ruth in Abuja when we return. To stay with us.
Subsidy can no longer justify its ever increasing cost and the wake of dry resources. We shall instead rechannel to fund to better investment in public infrastructure, education, healthcare, and jobs that will materially improve the lives of our people.
changed.
I'm fascinated with the discourse on national monuments and assets and how much is being done to preserve and
look into the language issue. We have turned English to become like a pride value in our own cultural values.
National cash transfer is not a COVID-19.
Invasion 1897 was a deliberate
You know, many of these people coming to the urban areas now.
And applications, there are terms and conditions that.
Of course, it is the union of two people, a man and a woman coming together.
My name is Nnamdi Odipo.
And I'm Elizabeth Omori.
We must all join hands to work hard so that we build a country for our grandchildren.
My hope is that we develop as a nation where every citizen is given his due right. There is transparency, honesty, and integrity.
Put the interests of this country first and foremost. Interests of Nigeria is being one nation, one people.
The need, if I mean, to put things right, things that have gone wrong before, to try and put right, for the love of country.
Thanks for staying tuned. The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) says it is necessary to look at the entire process before, during and after the 2023 general elections to make an informed assessment. Chairman of the Commission, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, stated this in Abuja while meeting with resident electoral commissioners from across the country. Let's hear details from Timothy Yusuf.
This is the first official meeting between the INEC chairman, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, and the resident electoral commissioners after the conduct of the 2023 polls. Purpose is to reflect on the conduct of the elections, with the INEC chairman emphasizing that it is time for introspection, stock-taking, review and evaluation.
We are commencing these debriefings with you because you are central to the conduct of elections. Many of you performed very well during the general election under extremely challenging circumstances. I commend you for that. However, a few of you did not properly manage the tasks lawfully bestowed upon you, for which the Commission has taken some administrative action. And that's why some of you, the resident electoral commissioners, are not at this meeting today. I urge you to continue to remain loyal to your oath of office.
Several issues around the election are sub judice, and it is not the intention of the Commission to either undermine or promote the chances of litigants in the various election petition courts beyond what is required of INEC by the legal process, as anything from the Commission could be cited by litigants as either justifying their claims or an indication of bias against them, Professor Yakubu explained. Compared to some previous elections, the INEC chairman believes that the 2023 general election was one of the most meticulously prepared for in recent times, and that despite the divergent opinions about the outcome of the election, the overall outlook suggests that it is a fair reflection of a complex multi-party democracy. Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
Still on electoral affairs, the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has opened its defense on the petition filed by Peter Obi and the Labour Party defense before the Presidential Election Petition Court, sitting in Abuja. INEC, as the first respondent in the petition, called its first witness in the matter, Dr. Lawrence Bayode, to give evidence. The witness, who is a deputy director in INEC as ICT tendered the cloud trial log prepared by him on activities during the 2023 elections conducted by INEC on February 25th. Tuesday's proceedings commenced before the Presidential Election Petition Court with counsel to the first respondent, INEC Abubakar Mahmood SAN, tendering 5 documents before the court. They include certified true copies of APC's letter of 6th July 2022 and INEC's acknowledgement of same, certified true copies of INEC's guidelines and regulations for the 2023 elections, its manual for INEC officials, copy of Federal High Court judgment in suit filed by Labour Party against INEC, the cloud trial log prepared by INEC witness, and certified true copies of Form EC8E on INEC's declaration of the 2023 presidential election. The documents were admitted as exhibits by the court, with counsel to the parties not opposing them. On the cross-examination, Wole Olanipekun, SAN, counsel to President Bola Tinubu, Latif Fagbemi, SAN, counsel to APC, and INEC's witness said the glitches identified during the uploading of results did not affect the authenticity of the collated results, as the physically collated results remained authentic and unchanged. He confirmed that ECOWAS report on the election also affirmed its authenticity. INEC's witness was called in to respond to the petition filed by the Labour Party and its candidate, Peter Obi, alleging that there were irregularities in the 2023 presidential election. The respondents include INEC, All Progressives Congress, President Bola Tinubu, and Vice President Kashim Shettima. Integrity has been identified as a key requisite for the establishment of an effective and functional justice system for peaceful resolution of legal disputes. The Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Olukayode Ariwola, stated this at the opening of a 3-day induction course for new judicial officers on the bench of area and Sharia customary courts. Let's hear from our judiciary correspondent, Dele Atumbi.
The induction course for the judicial officers at the lower courts with the team Strengthening Judicial Integrity in the Lower Courts aligns with the Judiciary Code of Conduct and Ethics. The Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Olukayode Ariwola, emphasized that judicial integrity was crucial for establishing an efficient justice system, promoting judicial independence, and ensuring quality justice delivery. Justice Ariwola charged the new judicial officers to be bound by principles of honesty and respect for constituted authority. The Chief Justice of Nigeria described the officers in the Temple of Justice of the Court of First Instance as the foundation of justice in their respective jurisdictions. Hence, it is important for them to uphold the rule of law and demonstrate a commitment to justice at all times.
I encourage you all to put the obligation of your office above personal interests. Judiciary's unquestionable integrity is essential for upholding democracy and the rule of law.
The administrator of the National Judicial Institute, Justice Salisu Garba Abdullahi, said the induction course was aimed at enhancing the knowledge and performance of judges. Justice Abdullahi pointed out that over the years, the induction course has been instrumental in equipping the newly appointed judges with the skills and knowledge necessary for achieving judicial excellence.
It is my firm belief that this opportunity will enable you to strengthen your approach to adjudicating the law and effectively address the challenges that arise in the course of your duties.
The convergence of opinion here is that the integrity of the judicial process is not only fundamental to maintaining public trust in the judiciary, but also ensuring the rule of law and the protection of individual rights. In Abuja, Dele Atumbi, NTA News.
The Nigerian Air Force will soon overhaul its entire operations, so we heard, so as to readapt to the dynamic nature of the current operational environment. In a statement, the Chief of Air Staff, Air Vice Marshal Hassan Abubakar, noted that the overhaul of the operational environment became expedient in order to maximize the potential of joint operations as being exhibited by members of the Armed Forces of Nigeria and other security agencies. He, however, observed that attitudinal change is imperative in maximizing the gains of an overhaul of the entire operational environment. while commending the efforts of NAF personnel, especially those at the various operational theaters, for their commitment and dedication to ongoing counter-terrorism operations. Air Vice Marshal Hassan Abubakar reiterated the need for all to redouble their efforts in eradicating all forms of criminality. He also stated that, under his watch, an all-inclusive leadership style will be imbibed with welfare, infrastructural development and all operational needs given due consideration. The Chief of Air Staff also noted the need to employ non-kinetic means of reaching out to those aggrieved. Modern financial trends demand proficiency and efficient delivery of financial services. This no doubt informed the training of Army personnel in the Finance Department of the Nigerian Army. Mina Adobe Ukwabasi reports that 82 Division Enugu has benefited from the capacity building training. All right, we don't have that report ready. We'll bring it to you in the course of the bulletin. Let's head to our Maiduguri Network Center for more on Nationwide. Abubakar is there, actually.
It's always good to see you, Ruth, and thank you for joining us. Challenges of climate change, especially global warming, can be minimized through massive tree planting and avoiding unnecessary removal of the vegetative cover of trees. This was the message from stakeholders in Adamawa State that joined the tree planting campaign and provision of over 20,000 nursed trees shared to people in Michika local government area. Let's now get more details of this story from Simon Asha.
It is a common knowledge that the natural rule of deforestation is afforestation, meaning when you cut one tree, you plant two or more, as trees help to combat global warming, restore lost forests, repairing damaged ecosystem, and mitigate the effect of climate change, thereby preventing flood and soil erosion, among others. However, human activities such as indiscriminate cutting down of trees, either for commercial or personal purposes, have continued to be a source of worry, thereby becoming a threat to the ecosystem. The 2023 flag-off of tree planting program in Gain local government area of Adamawa State is targeting about 1,079 schools across the state. By agreeing environmental solutions is to raise awareness and encourage action for the protection of the planet by the society.
Our plan is to regreen Adamawa.
We must also spread the awareness of the value of protection our tree among the community.
We will see that what we aim to achieve will be speedily achieved.
How to plant trees were also demonstrated to the people as 300,000 cashew seedlings were presented to the school pupils to be planted in their homes. Officials of the Green Environmental Solution were also at the palace of Gawori Ganye to intimate him on the purpose of the program, urging him to encourage his subject to see planting of trees as a child of necessity to safeguard the environment. In Yola, Simon Asha, NTA News.
Away from environmental matters in Adamawa State to happenings in southern Borno now. As security situation is gradually improving across the northeast, socio-economic activities have also bounced back in earnest in Chibok area of southern Borno, one of the areas that saw a lot of carnage from Boko Haram insurgents. One of the major centers of commerce before conflict, Balala Market, is back to life with traders from many parts of the country patronizing the agricultural business hub. Murjana Hassan has more on that.
Chibok Local Government Council, located in the hinterland with access to the notorious Sambisa and Alagarno forest, was among the worst affected by the more than a decade-long insurgency, where 276 schoolgirls were abducted in 2014, with hundreds of attacks recorded to date. With the combined efforts of the federal and state governments, security agencies, CJTF, and hunters, normalcy is gradually returning to Chibok, as socio-economic activities have resumed.
I am now in the hinterland of Balala, a community under Chibok local government. I am right here in the central market where socio-economic activities is picking up in earnest.
This development is evident in Balala Central Market as traders all the way from Kano, Gombe, Mubi, Damatru, among other parts of the country, have scaled up patronage.
We are witnessing good progress in Balala market as business activities have resumed. I am from Kano, but my business is based in Adamawa State. When we resumed the market, there were less than 10 stalls, but with support of the council chairman and traders, Balala market is back to life.
Traders conducting their activities and moving goods without fear of attack lauded all stakeholders for the tireless efforts towards ensuring revival of socio-economic activities as well as the humanitarian support. Former chairman of the council, Umar Ibrahim Haure, appreciated the effort put in place to secure the area as normalcy takes root.
When there is food security challenges, there is no peace. By the grace of Almighty Allah, in Chibok, the story will be different.
From Chibok local government, Mirjanatu Hassan, NTA News.
And those are the latest stories at this time from Maiduguri. Let's take a break, but Ruth in Abuja will be back with more stories for us shortly.
Our administration will govern you only on your behalf, but never rule over you. We shall consult and dialogue, but never dictate. We shall reach out to all, but never put down a single person for holding views contrary to our own.
From dusk to dawn, 24 hours a day, NTA International is with you. In your living room, office, and everywhere, anywhere. We provide a company you desire in terms of balanced and up-to-date news, programs, and the best of entertainment. Tune in to DSTV channel 251, GoTV channel 91, Freeview channel 264, or live streaming via www.visiontv.co.uk. Application for iOS or Android. Intelsat 901/332.5 degrees east. You can also see us on Facebook and YouTube for quality content on the go. NTA International, Africa's window to the world.
You have to move from the point where you protect and defend your religion to a point where you also recognize the rights of the other person, of the other religion, and protect it. So if I am protecting my own territory and my own people and trying to emphasize their rights and protect their rights, I should also be thinking about how to protect the rights of the others.
Both Islam and Christianity recognize and defer to God, and both recognize the temporariness of the life of this world, and that ultimately we all go back to God for the day of reckoning, when everybody will render an account of his life on this temporary abode.
Thanks for staying tuned. Participants of the Senior Executive Course 45 of the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies is in Yobe State, Bihar, as part of their study tour in search of solutions to numerous challenges in different sectors of the nation's economy. Yunusa Suleiman reports that during their stay, the participants will engage critical players from the environment, energy, industry, and security sectors of the state.
The National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies Kuru Plateau State was established to, among other things, organize and carry out in-depth research on challenges facing Nigeria with a view to contributing to the search for their solutions. This is exactly what the participants of Senior Executive Course 45 Group 3 2023 of the prestigious institute seek to achieve in Yobe State, as they have been tasked to conduct a research on the theme Industrialization, Energy, Security and Climate Change in Nigeria, Issues, Challenges and Prospects. The theme, Governor Buni represented says, has captured more than development issues that required broad-based approaches in addressing human development challenges being faced globally.
Yobe as a state faces such natural faced with drought, flooding, soil degradation, desertification, and desert encroachment. And the state has been making concerted effort with regards to public sensitization.
Without industrialization, you cannot develop as a nation. So we need to have such so that our economy can grow, our GDP can grow, and we will be able to make things available. We are talking of reserves and all the rest for our currency. This is opportunity that when we can import and export, a lot of things will improve our nation.
The study is being carried out in 7 states across the Federation, and the participants are expected to present their findings to President Bola Tinubu come November 2023. In the Matru, Yunusa Suleiman, NTA News.
The FCT administration has confirmed the outbreak of the deadly diphtheria disease in the territory after it claimed the life of a 4-year-old boy out of the 8 reported cases. Cecilia Julius reports that the administration made the confirmation at a press briefing in Abuja.
The Director, FCT Public Health Department, Sadiq Abdurrahman, who made the announcement, said information available confirmed that the disease was imported from neighboring Niger State. He disclosed that 2 weeks ago, the department was alerted to a possible outbreak of the disease in Dede, with 8 suspected cases reported.
Last 2 weeks, we got alert from our community within the FCT. About 8 cases, suspected cases, which triggered our team to pick some samples. These samples were taken to our National Reference Laboratory Gadua under NCDC, and as at Friday afternoon, these results came out. Out of the 8, 1 came out positive. And prelude to that, about 4 cases had died before the result came out.
The Executive Secretary, Primary Healthcare Board, Ishak Vatsa, said diphtheria is caused by bacteria with its signs, which include fever, runny nose, difficulty in breathing, and can be transmitted through sneezing, droplets, coughing, and contact with a contaminated person or item.
Diphtheria is a preventable disease. The vaccine is available, is potent, very effective. And of course, knowing that in FCT, we have not had cases, even though the outbreak started in January. And in FCT, the FCT administration has really positioned itself to ensure that we don't have a new case.
VATSA therefore advised residents to visit the over 400 vaccine outlets across the country to get vaccinated against the disease. Cecilia Julius, NTA News.
Key players in the maritime sector have met to sensitize the public and collaborate with stakeholders in the fight against illicit drug trafficking and substance abuse. Ijoma Ugoke reports.
Cannabis sativa has remained the most abused drug in Nigeria, while the consumption of narcotic drugs and psychotropic substances is on the increase. High prevalence drug trafficking and substance abuses, especially among young adults under the age of 30 and their attendant effects, gave rise to the gathering of key players in the maritime domain in Port Harcourt. Illegal drugs demand and supply, which have been on the increase, require proactive steps to combat, and this is a challenge that must be surmounted.
Our interdiction duties here yielded a very significant result as we made a very large seizure of cannabis indica, otherwise known as Canadian loud, from a container, import container from Canada, and that quantity weighed 76.9 kilograms. Also mopped up about 23.1 kilograms of cannabis sativa, the locally produced cannabis, within the port environment here.
It's a fight that we must fight together to win. It is a state of emergency in the country, and we must make sure that we win it by collaborating with the different bodies, the communities.
Helping drug abusers require a comprehensive and compassionate approach that addresses the physical, psychological, and social need. In Port Harcourt, Ijoma Ugoke, NTA News.
And next will be sports update.
Talking women's football, the journey to next year's CAF Women's Africa Cup of Nations Morocco 2024 and the CAF Women's Champions League Côte d'Ivoire 2023 qualifiers will begin in Rabat, Morocco on Wednesday and Thursday as CAF conducts draws for the two competitions. The Delta Queens will represent Nigeria at the CAF Women's Champions League. Box to Box Football Club beats Collins Edwin Football Club by 2-0 to make it to the semi-final of the ongoing Maiden Lagos City Cup at the Mobolaji Johnson Arena on Nikon, Lagos. 16 football academies featured at the 4-day tournament, which had scouts from foreign nations looking for talented players.
Present them with the opportunity to go to the next stage of their career.
The most important thing we need is the organization to work with the kids.
In athletics, the Athletics Federation of Nigeria says it will shut the doors to the World Championship built for Budapest, Hungary, against any foreign-based athlete who fails to show up for the national trials in Benin City, Edo State. AFN stand came just as 12 US-based athletes trained at the Samuel Igbomedia Stadium on Monday. AFN maintains that its policy in selecting national athletes for major competition is only through national trials. Trials for the World Championship is slated for Wednesday and Thursday in Benin City, Edo State. In handball, the defending champions in women handball, Safety Babes and Tonja Marine, were the biggest winners of Day 2 of the Handover Handball Premier League 2023 Phase 2, which is holding in Benin City, Edo State. Safety Babes, who are the three-time champions of the Handball Premier League, were comfortable as they easily earned a 47-27 victory over Bayelsa Queens. In other results in the women category, Defender Babes, who were runner-up last season, defeated 2018 champions Plateau Peacocks 31-26, while Bendel Dynamos, learning from Day 1 defeat, got a much-needed 28-23 victory over neighbors Delta Queens. In the men's category, Tonja Marine of Lagos defeated the Defenders 33-18, while another Lagos side, Seasider Boys, defeated Confluence Stars 25-21. Defending champions Kano Pillars defeat a determined Bendel Dynamos, spurred by home support 30-26 with sports update, Gift George, NTA News.
And we're done with Nationwide. We do appreciate your company. Do have a beautiful evening. I'm Ruth Aguele. Bye.